Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do, share and like this video. And as always, I'm going to be talking about the Church of God. Now, today's topic is going to be a little bit interesting to the members of the congregation, but this is a topic that I've been wanting to do for a while. And it's pretty much revealing that their second coming Christ, Ahn Sahng Hong, actually had children. And how am I going to prove this? I know a bunch of you are probably saying, well, Josh, do you have proof? Well, people of the world, I do. And it's called a family census. The first video that I ever uploaded, I mentioned that Ahn Sahng Hong was previously married, and this census actually proves that he was. And it's not to the person that we think it is. When I was in the congregation, I was taught that Ahn Sahng Hong was never married, never had children, and the only person that he was committed to was Heavenly Mother. That was his whole task. Second coming Christ was to come to this earth and then build the way for revealing Heavenly Mother. And once he did that, his mission on this earth was done. This was shocking to me when I was doing my research 5 years ago, and or actually 6 years. Yeah, it's actually been 6 years this month, guys. Anyways, this is one of the things that I looked into, and this is one of the things that convinced me that I was ultimately not in the truth. Now, when we go over this census, I'm going to be showing you guys screenshots on the screen, and hopefully they're clear, but I'm going to be showing you guys screenshots on the screen of his family census. The Ahn Sahng Hong family was only a family of, I believe, 5 or 6, but we're going to find out as we go through the census. So one of the one that's listed as the family head is, of course, Ahn Sahng Hong. And if we look, he was born on January 13, 1918. That's when he was born. So yeah, so he obviously is listed as the head of household. So the next following is his wife. Now this was shocking to me when I found this out 6 years ago, because I was taught in the congregation that the only person that Ahn Sahng Hong was married to, and I believe to be loyal to, was Heavenly Mother, Zang Jil Ja. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And that's finding out that he was married, but not to Zang Jil Ja. That was crazy to me. That was just, it's like literally, you know that emoji with the explosion in the head? That was literally me 6 years ago when I found this out. And not just me, but the brother that was with me when we found all this out. And again, so Ahn Sahng Hong is listed as the head of household, but if we continue to his wife, it clearly says wife Hwang Wonsoon, born March 3rd, 1924. But wait a minute. If Ahn Sahng Hong was never married besides to Zang Jil Ja, then why is the family census of the Sahng Hong family listing Hwang Wonsoon as the wife? So Ahn Sahng Hong is the head of household, but then when I'm looking at his wife, it doesn't say Zang Jil Ja. It says Hwang Wonsoon. So again, this was like, I was blown away when I saw this. And as I continued, I'm like, okay, well, let's continue to see the census, because now I'm noticing that Ahn Sahng Hong's wife is not Zang Jil Ja, nor is she listed in this family census. When I continue to go on, I find out that they have children. Now the children their names have been blocked out for obviously privacy reasons, but you can see that after Ahn Sahng Hong's wife, the third one on the census is his child that was born on December 8th, 1954. And then if we continue to the next page of the census, it says, well, behold, he has a second child. A second child with this lady named Hwang Wonsoon. And the second child was born in June 11, 1959. So I continued reading, and as I continued, the next child was born on May 15, 1948. I might have said those out of order, but the main thing here is that they had 3 children. So Ahn Sahng Hong was married to this lady named Hwang Wonsoon and had 3 kids with her. And then after that was, according to the World Mission Society Church of God, he was married to Zang Jil Ja, which they have a picture that I don't have, unfortunately, but they have a picture, it's probably on the internet somewhere, but they have a picture of Ahn Sahng Hong and Zang Jil Ja in traditional ceremonial wedding gowns. And they use that picture testifying that that was the moment that Ahn Sahng Hong revealed who his wife is, bringing or making the way for the Heavenly Mother. But you see, that's contradicting to me, because first of all, Zang Jil Ja's name is nowhere in the census, even if Ahn Sahng Hong did marry her after the fact of marrying Hwang Wonsoon, then she should have still been in the census. But the fact that she's not in the census whatsoever proves that she was never even really part of his family. And the other thing that I have an issue with is, okay, let's say that Ahn Sahng Hong is supposed to be the second coming Christ, right? As you guys testify to it. But the one thing I have an issue with is, why would second coming Christ come to earth, get married, have 3 children, and then marry Zang Jil Ja? Maybe there's no proof of their marriage here on file, which could be a possibility. But then again, why would God come down to the earth, have kids, well, first of all, be married, then have kids, and then go off to be with somebody else? It's just not right. Even in society, it's just seen as not right. If somebody tells you, oh, so-and-so left their marriage to pursue another person, it just doesn't seem right. People are like, wow, really? So if you guys like to use the physical with the spiritual analogy, then I'm gonna be using the physical. Yeah, people look down upon other people that are leaving their marriages to pursue another marriage. It's just something that's looked down and frowned upon. So I don't know why God would come down to the earth to go ahead and make a family, then pretty much leave his family to go start this other family, and then just disregard them all in all. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the thing that, I could have forgiven the 2012 prophecy. I could have forgiven everything that I might have found out on the internet, and I would have been gullible enough to believe you guys when you guys would have told me that, oh, that's prophesied in the Bible because this needed to happen, because we needed to weed out the unbelievers through the false 2012 prophecy. I would have probably like, okay, that makes sense. But then I find out that Ahn Sahng Hong was married and had 3 kids. Again, why would God come to this earth, have kids, and then go on to do something else? It's like, I'm sure God wouldn't do that. Why would God come a second time knowing what needs to be done, but yet does something else, and then goes on to pursue his prophecies? There's a lot of people who are commenting on my videos, and they're saying, you're such a liar. There's, false testimony. Do you know how the way of the devil's tricking you? He's using you as a tool. But guys, if you guys really think about it, what do I get out of it? I literally responded to a comment earlier today in one of my videos saying this. What do I get out of making these videos for you guys? I'm not getting paid. I'm not in a fancy studio. As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you guys where I'm at, you know, bringing the background, whatever, I'm bringing it down. And I'll show you guys exactly where I'm at. I'm in my garage. I'm literally in my garage. So I want you guys to tell me, what do I get out of making this video for you guys? I don't get anything. I'm not making any money. I'm not, you know, in a fancy studio. All I'm doing is sharing information with you guys so that you guys can see the evidence for yourself and make a decision. And if you choose to stay, you stay. If you choose to go, you go. That's up to you. It doesn't affect me if you're leaving or if you're staying. It really doesn't. I'm pursuing and continuing my life. Again, I'm not getting anything out of this. So there's the evidence, guys. You guys do whatever you want with it. I'm not a scholar, I'm not a theologist, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a priest, I'm not any of those things. I'm just simply a guy that goes on camera and reveals information that wasn't revealed to me so that you can make your decision then. Going back to the family census, this is one of the things that just shocked me when I found out that Ahn Sahng Hong had kids. I went back to the church. You guys asked me, why didn't you go back to the church? A few months later, I was invited back to the church by a girl named Jessica. She, you know, asked me to come back to the church and study one more time. And I did. I went back after everything had happened. I went back. And they were teaching me how to keep the Sabbath day holy because they wanted to start from scratch. But one thing, I just didn't feel comfortable there anymore. And the brother that was preaching to me, he saw that I didn't feel comfortable being there anymore. I'm like, I already knew the Sabbath day. I mean, come on, I haven't been gone that long. So then he asked me, he's like, why are you here? Tell me, why are you here? And then I told him, I'm here because I'm trying to believe. But it's so hard to believe when I know that the people that have been taught to me to be God themselves are not who they are. That's where I'm having an issue. And he tells me, well, what are you having an issue with? I told him, if you can tell me why Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother have to have kids through the Bible, and not just spiritual kids, but I'm talking about physical kids with other people. If you explain to me in the Bible why that has to happen, then I'll accept what you're telling me. But as it is, nobody can show me what is the reason why he had to have kids. And I asked him, did you know they had kids? Because it's not just Ahn Sahng Hong who has kids, it's Zang Jil Ja who had kids with not Ahn Sahng Hong, but with somebody else. So I asked him, did you know that? And he just looks at me and says, yeah, I knew that. And I'm just like, so this is information that you guys kept from us and continue to keep from us. So where in the Bible does it say that they have to have kids with separate spouses in the Bible? And he tells me, oh, you don't pay attention to that. That's not important. I'm like, yeah, it is important. Because if I'm gonna be believing in somebody, I wanna know, or believing in somebody that is not just anybody, but God, then I wanna know why. And what happened? He said, I think we're done here. Made me get up, got my stuff, and then I walked out. I was like, okay, you can't show me in the Bible why these two individuals that were claiming to be God had to have children with separate spouses and then begin the congregation, or however it happened in their lives. Point being is that they had kids with different spouses. And that's one thing that I have a big issue with. So again, my name is Josh, and make sure that you are enjoying life. See you guys.